So a couple things here I wanted to cover. The first is about Camar Wheaton and TreVeyon Henderson. Those are two five-star quarterbacks. So a couple things I wanted to cover here. The first is about five-star running back Camar Wheaton and five-star running back TreVeyon Henderson. Both of those guys are in the crosshairs for Oklahoma. They are high-value prospects. One is an absolute speed demon. That would be Camar Wheaton, who's already running in the 10 mids in the 100-meter dash. The other one is TreVeyon Henderson. All he did was put together about 3,000 yards all-purpose and like 2,000 yards on the ground and lead Hopewell High in Virginia to a 15-0 season. He's also a speed merchant. He's down to like 6'5" in the 55-meter dash, which is absolutely flying. That's like 4.4 speed. He's got tremendous size. He's got tremendous hands. Camar Wheaton is on the slighter build side, yes, he is of slight build, but he's not as thick. He could get thicker, but he was on campus on Monday afternoon where he got to meet with, yes, running backs coach at Oklahoma, DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray, as you know, is the most prolific tailback in Oklahoma history, and he described him as super cool and super relatable, which is actually not necessarily something I would expect a running back recruit to say about DeMarco Murray because, one, he has been the NFL rushing champ, and two, he has been a Pro Bowler and the star tailback for the Dallas Cowboys, let alone Oklahoma. So that's a really good look. And Murray had said on camera, on tape, at his introductory press conference, I don't think what I did in high school, in college, or in the NFL is a recruiting pitch. I don't think that's what I need to do to go and get the kids that should be running backs at Oklahoma. That said, it's really great to have two five-star players on campus inside of 3 days for Oklahoma. You'll know Caleb Williams took an extended visit to OU, and that went well because, dude changed his profile picture to Lincoln Riley hugging his mother, Dana, where his profile picture was once him wearing an LSU helmet. I think LSU is still very much in play here. I also think that I'm not going to bet against Ed Orgeron, and Lincoln Riley's got some work to do to go get Caleb Williams. But just getting Camar Wheaton on campus is tremendous, especially knowing that same day you announce that you're going to unveil Baker Mayfield's Heisman statue inside Memorial Stadium at the spring game. Still waiting to hear about whether or not Williams or Wheaton are going to make it down for the spring game, and you got to know that Oklahoma would love to have them both, but that's also an official visit for some. It'll be an unofficial for others. You're going to have a ton of 2021, 2022 kids, and even 2023 kids on campus for this. I don't see how this is a bad thing. I just don't, especially in March, which I say is for recruiting. It's really about setting you up for April and the summer, because many of these kiddos are going on their unofficials right now, setting up for their officials to come later in the spring and later in the summer. When DeMarco Murray got hired, I was very upfront saying, you got a job. Your job is to go get Camar Wheaton. And then TreVeyon Henderson enters the picture, and he had an offer before he vaulted from 226th in the country to 11th in the country. And if you get both of them, my goodness, and it's not like you don't have a spot, because one of those was supposed to be for Jace McClellan. You'll know he's at Alabama now as a freshman. The other, take about Seth McGowan. And you would hope that Oklahoma can get better because Kennedy Brooks is going to be in his last year. Trey Sermon, I got to think, is going to, at the very least, think about and if not already be gone if he can't redshirt or needs to redshirt from the ACL injury. So you're going to need TJ Pledger to either come of age or Marcus Major to finally play. He's going to be limited in spring practice. You're going to need some depth here at running back in this 21 class. And those are two guys that Oklahoma obviously not only has eyes on, but I think could win. Now, taking it back to last year, thought they had an opportunity to win Kendall Milton. That turned out to be not the case, right? He was going to Ohio State and then ends up at Georgia. It was a really great year for running backs in 2020. It's the deepest that I think we've ever seen. But Oklahoma only got one of those cats. And I think you need to get at least two in this 21 class. The other thing, per the headline, because we hate headlines around here, is I have to take on this take from Doug Gottlieb, who was sitting in for Colin Cowherd, where he just volunteered that Jalen Hurts was not a leadership guy, was not about the team. He was an about me person. He said media had overblown just what a great leader Jalen Hurts can be. As I understand it, Hurts is beloved by his teammates. Was at Oklahoma, was at Alabama, probably will be by any team that selects him. And while I have been hypercritical of his play on the field, like, you're not going to fumble the football and make me feel good about it. You're not going to be inaccurate with your passes and make me feel good about it. I understand he completed a bunch of passes. I understand that he threw for almost 4,000 yards. That's also the offense. And he also rushed for damn near 1,300 yards and set the quarterback single-season rushing record at Oklahoma. But to say that this man was not a great teammate kind of misses who the essence of this man is. And I'm going to link to this take in the description below, because I'm just not going to put it on this channel because I just don't buy it. And I understand you don't necessarily think that Jalen Hurts is a high-value prospect. You might not even have him in your top 100. I'm good with that. I also think he's going to be a backup in the league. He'll probably stay long enough to collect his pension, which is 3 years. But I don't really think that he earns captain without being beloved by his teammates. That's how this works. You can be the starting quarterback and not be the captain. As a matter of fact, if you were going to make the argument that Hurts was not a team guy and he was about me, you might take a look at Alabama and see that he was never a captain there. Now, they also had some great players and they had some great guys on defense, and Tua Tagovailoa is waiting in the wings. But a team guy sticks around for a season where he's backing up Tua Tagovailoa. That's what he does. That's what he did. He could have asked to redshirt. He did not ask to redshirt. He could have asked to immediately transfer away. He didn't ask for those things. He stayed through the season. He came off the bench, and he helped you win the SEC championship game when Tua Tagovailoa got hurt. Putting all of this together, you understand. The mercenary aspect of it, yeah, I think there's parts to that are true, because you wanted to come to Oklahoma, one, because you want to start as a quarterback, but also you're only going to be around for a year. And being around for a year makes you just that. You're a rental, but that happens everywhere. Graduate transfers are a part of the deal. Jabril Cox is the most highly valued graduate transfer in the portal today. He's going to be a mercenary wherever he goes. That does not make him not a team guy. That does not make him about me. That means that he's trying to do what's best for himself and the team. This is simple game theory. And if you really want a great understanding of that, just go watch Beautiful Mind, John Nash's story, Russell Crowe. Anyway, you look at this, you're wrong. Just looking at what he did in 2018 for Alabama. And for Doug Gottlieb to trot this out at a time when Hurts is going to have his pro day the next day, I think, one, I get it. Newsworthy. Two, I think he knows that this pro day holds a lot for Jalen Hurts, and it holds a lot for Kenneth Murray Jr., who you want to see run fast again. You want to see show out once more, Neville Gallimore, but also other guys that Jalen Hurts is going to throw to. Lee Morris needs a great pro day. Parnell Motley needs a great pro day. RJ Proctor needs a great pro day. I don't get why you would pick on Jalen in this way. There's other things to pick on. How about his ability to hold inability to let the ball go? He touched on that, right? He touched on, he holds the ball too long. I've said that, but I'm not going to go at his leadership. If anything, I think that is the highest selling point of Jalen Hurts. So I don't get it, but perhaps you do. And if you think you know, tell me about it in the comments below.